The Faith in Action Ministry organizes its work of outreach, service, and social justice based on the framework for service and social action. This framework gives the faith community a guideline for creating different ways for people to act on issues and problems in their community. So let me explain the matrix. Let's start first with the vertical axis. This describes the work we do in the area of whether it brings about social change, that is, changes to systems and structures, or is it work that is mostly providing for basic needs and keeping a situation stable. So the top part of this matrix focuses on changing unjust laws or regulations or policies. So think of the Jim Crow laws in the South during the time of segregation, or the laws and the ordinances that allowed redlining in cities that prohibited certain groups of people from purchasing homes in certain neighborhoods. So the top half of that matrix is all about changing those unjust situations. The bottom half focuses on creating stability for people in the midst of crisis. So think about feeding people who do not have enough food, or disaster relief that feeds and clothes and shelters people after major catastrophes. So that's the bottom half of that matrix. Now you also have a horizontal axis. This horizontal axis is describing the work that is being done in terms of whether or not you are doing it for others or you are teaching people to do it for themselves. When you put those two axes on top of each other, you come up with 4 boxes or 4 quadrants that offer 4 different ways or 4 different styles of acting on social problems. So let's take hunger. If I was working on a hunger issue out of the bottom left box, which is charity or direct service, I would address hunger by feeding people directly with a food box or at a soup kitchen. I am doing for others what they can't do for themselves and keeping people stable. If I am working on hunger out of the top left box, and that is advocacy, I speak out for those who cannot speak out for themselves. I may witness at the state legislature on behalf of a school lunch program that feeds hungry children. I am working to get funding or to change laws that pertain to a specific hunger solution. If I am working on hunger out of the bottom right, that is development or solidarity, I may work with low-income neighborhood groups to create community gardens where people can grow fresh fruits and vegetables so they can eat better. If I have organizational or gardening skills, I use those skills to train and teach people in the neighborhood groups, so they can be successful themselves. And then lastly, if I'm working on hunger out of the top right, that's called empowerment or organizing. This time I am working alongside and training people to speak up and to speak out for themselves. This is different from advocacy in that empowerment projects actually train groups of people. It might be teaching the parents of the children in that school lunch program to go and address the state legislature themselves. What do I find with people working in ministry in churches is that people often find themselves drawn to one of these styles of acting due to their personality, their gifts, and their talents. While it's important for people to find the issues or the groups of people with whom they want to work, it is just as important for people to find the style of work that fits them best. A church community should have all 4 of these options in their outreach or justice projects, in their programs, so that all people in the worshiping community can find a home in one of the projects if they wish. I am happy to say that the Faith in Action Ministry has projects that fall into all 4 of these quadrants. In other ministry minutes, I will talk more in depth about each of these 4 styles. Take a look yourself at these styles and figure out which one suits you best.